Sources tell CBS News Trump administration officials are set to brief all U.S. senators and House members on Iran tomorrow. We are hearing the Gang of Eight is expected to be briefed today. It comes as lawmakers are split on the decision to attack and the overall goals.
The president has been clear that what we should expect to see is an extended air and naval campaign that's designed not only to continue to set back Iran's nuclear ambitions, but most importantly, to destroy its vast missile arsenal. The president has no plan for any kind of large-scale ground force inside of Iran.
Listen, I'm rooting for democracy in Iran, but the most likely outcome here is that hardliners take over the government, they restart their missile program, they restart their nuclear program, and we're just right back at bombing them again and putting American lives and regional lives at risk again in a year or two.
Joining us now is CBS News Congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns from Capitol Hill this morning. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us. What do we know about the votes that lawmakers are set to take this week to try to rein in the president's powers?
Yeah, Adriana, there's going to be two separate votes, one in the House and one in the Senate, potentially. We don't know the details of that yet, but those are both big uphill climbs. I'll get to those dynamics in a moment. I do want to say that today at 4 o'clock, we are expecting the Gang of Eight. These are the top leaders in Congress as well as the leaders of the intelligence committees, both in the House and the Senate. They are going to be briefed by Secretary Rubio and by the CIA Director, John Ratcliffe, today. There are a lot of questions, as you can imagine, for that briefing. And as you mentioned, the full Congress will be briefed at some point this week as well, starting tomorrow. Where we are right now in terms of war powers, this was always an uphill climb. You do have a small bipartisan group in the House trying to force a vote on this. It's sanctioned by Democratic leadership. But, Adriana, it's not yet clear that they would have enough Democratic votes for this. There's a lot of nuance here, and there's some division within the Democratic Party as to war powers when it specifically comes to Iran. Before all of this, we had seen indications from some Democrats that they weren't willing to support this because they believed it didn't give the executive enough flexibility on this issue. So we'll see if what we have seen over the past 48 hours changes that dynamic, but it is notable that there is some nuance on the Democratic side. Now, on the Republican side, it's interesting because by and large, there is a unified voice in support of the administration, which is notable, Adriana, because during the campaign, this president campaigned against starting wars abroad. He's been campaigning on that for the past decade. And Republicans I've been talking to are framing this in the way that the administration is, that they're not starting a new war, they are ending one that has been going on for 47 years. We'll see where that lands from for the public. But take a listen to how Ted Cruz described this in a conversation with our Margaret Brennan on Sunday.
They were building nuclear weapons a year ago, and our bombing took that out. They also had an ongoing desire to rebuild them. I don't have present-day intelligence on what progress they had made towards rebuilding nuclear weapons since we bombed their facilities. I have no indication that they were anywhere close to getting nuclear weapons because our bombing was devastating. And Margaret, that's one of the reasons I urged President Trump, now is the time. You know, dictatorships survive because they're perceived as invulnerable. And in this instance, Iran decisively lost the 12-day war. That weakened the regime and set up what the president is doing now.
And Adriana, I just want to underscore what Senator Cruz was saying, that he does not know what the intelligence said. So that is going to be the question heading into these briefings this week.
Burns with all the latest details from Capitol Hill. We appreciate you.